Hello, this is the top 10 games of the decade, meaning from January 2010 to January 2020. So let's get started. Here at number 10, we have Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS. Now, this game is really special to me because I would take my 3DS into school almost every day in high school, and in recitation or study hall, I had a few of my friends in there, and we would all bring it in and play. And that's where the majority of fun comes from Super Smash Bros. It's just the people that you're playing with, and those memories you create while playing. So while I do think the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Switch is a better game, the memories I created with 3DS will probably never be matched by one of the new titles. Just holds this one in a special place for me. At number 9, we have Inside, which I'm actually pretty surprised at how low it is on this list, since I loved this game so much. In 2016, this was one of my favorite games of the year. That's because it's short, sweet, interesting, and every single thing in this game is polished. There's the coloring, animations, the controls, the physics, the puzzles, the coloring. I already said coloring. So good. The pacing, story, just everything in this game is perfect. If you have not checked out this game, I strongly recommend that you do so. Here at number 8, we have Fallout New Vegas. Now, this was actually my first Fallout game, but even after playing 3 and 4, something seems to stand out about New Vegas that outmatches the others. I think a lot of it comes down to the RPG elements of this game. Seem to outmatch 3 and 4. I really like the way that you assign skill values and perks and the abilities that come into play over the others. And I feel like the side missions are more dynamic and interesting, and the story behind each of them is much more unique. I always felt that there was something interesting around the corner, and even after not having played it for years, I still want to go back and replay the game. I've replayed it so many times. And also, just as a side note, Obsidian, the developers of Fallout New Vegas, have also created The Outer Worlds, which is a pretty new game. And after playing that just for a little bit, I have been loving that game as well. And I might, in the end, like it more than Fallout New Vegas, but only time will tell. At number 7 is A Link Between Worlds. And while this is not my favorite Zelda game, it's certainly my favorite 2D Zelda game. Each new Zelda entry is so different than the last, and I feel that this entry is one of the most interesting. It utilizes this cool mechanic where you can switch into 2D and mount yourself on the walls of anything in the entire environment. This entry feels so polished, its gameplay is so smooth, and even after multiple playthroughs and 100%ing the entire game, I want to revisit it today. At number 6, we have Undertale. Now, I'm sure you're aware of this game, but if you're not, it basically takes a unique spin on classic turn-based JRPGs and combines it with a bullet hell that's just incredibly fun. The writing is hilarious. The music is so enchanting. The characters have so much character. They have charm. And the story is intriguing, leaving you wanting to come back and learn more. And you can through separate playthroughs that give you more and more information about the story and the world that you're in. At number 5, we have Heavy Rain. Now, this game is depressing and messed up, but I love it all the same. Effectively, this is a story game in which your choices actually matter. Unlike some games that make this claim, like Telltale, this is about an 8-hour-long interactable movie that was so enticing, I actually played through the whole thing in one sitting. And the next day, I started up a new file so that I could try and change my ending. This game hooks you in and doesn't let you go until the credits roll. Here at number 4, we have a less depressing game called Stardew Valley. In this game, you create your own destiny, breaking free from the chains of big corporations to live on a farm and reconnect with the people and nature surrounding you. This life sim allows you to farm, fish, collect, mine, dungeon crawl, become friends and lovers with the people in your community, all while unlocking secrets to the world. This game has a little bit of everything, and I think it's great for people that love Animal Crossing, Harvest Moon series, or anything like that. This game is really awesome, and you will get addicted. Fair warning. And number 3, we have The Witness. Now when I talk about The Witness, here are 2 of the things I hear almost every time. Either A, this should be a mobile game, or I heard that this is a good game that you shouldn't buy. These comments infuriate me every time I hear them. The people that say these could not be more wrong. Only when playing through this puzzle game can you really understand the depth at which these 2-dimensional puzzles interact and blend in with the 3D world around you. The art direction, level design, mechanics, pacing are some of the best out there, and they all had to work together perfectly to pull something like this off. A game like this is incredibly difficult to make, and it's incredibly satisfying to play. For number 2, we got Cuphead. This game really just speaks for itself, with the enchanting visuals, mesmerizing music, and fast-paced, challenging gameplay. Every inch of this world is just oozing with character. You'll want to get past these bosses to see what other beautiful creatures this game has in store. Last but not least, actually best, at number 1, is Dark Souls. Dark Souls is one of those games that once you get into it, you can't think of anything else for weeks. It's just locked in your mind at all times for weeks or months at a time. I really hate that this game is so notorious for its brutally hard difficulty because I feel that it turns away so many players. The reality of it is that this game is very fair and doable for anyone out there that is enjoying the game. This is not to say that it's not challenging, because it really is, but I don't want difficulty to scare players away. I feel that much of the anxiety is due to the more toxic members of the community telling anyone new to the game to get good. I know that you can do it, and if you're struggling with something, feel free to reach out and I will personally help you, as I want everyone to be able to enjoy this beautiful game. You can do it. This game is not as hard as people make it out to be, as long as you persevere. So, that was the top 10 games of the decade. Thanks for watching. I hope that you saw something interesting here, and let me know what your top 10 games are in the comments below.